Hey everybody, we're back again. The Coon Prairie Ramblers circled up and confabulated.
One more time. We're here for the last segment of the day. The infamous F-bomb, and it's getting ready to fall. So y'all take cover, get ready to meet your maker, put on your helmets, get in your little fallout shelters, and
sing hallelujah. Come on.
All that good stuff. Get ready for whatever happens, because when it falls, and it hits hard.
Or
All right.
dig a hole.
That's right. And get on in. Are we ready? Here we go. Mercy sakes. That was good. Woo! That was a good one right there. Now we're in the
I don't think my hole was deep enough.
I heard that. I felt that. And that scared all the moles out of the ground.
Bunker buster.
Woke up the dead.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the F-bomb segment going to be if you could go back and witness and be a part of one of the amazing events that happened in the Bible. What might that be?
Yeah, I know what it is for me.
Mel's chomping at the bits
I'll
over
tell
here.
you what.
He's ready to go.
Now,
let's roll.
I want to see the Red Sea split.
Why?
I want to see the Red Sea because, for one thing, I want to see where it happened on the Red Sea.
Yeah.
Because there's several different theories where it happened.
Oh boy.
And I want to see how it happened. But I don't want to be a part of the children of Israel going across, because they ended up living in the desert for 40 years and they never made it to the promised land.
So you're going to be sitting there fishing or something, and then Moses comes up and it happens?
Yeah. I'm on I'm down there at the fishing. I'm down at the Red Sea fishing, and I hear all the children of Israel coming. And
you look around, there's
holy cow,
a million people.
I get my bait bucket, my pole, and I get up on a hill, and move away from there, because they're moving in, And then Moses raises his staff, and then over to my left, I see Yul Brynner and all the Pharaoh's guys, and they're coming.
Oh boy, whipping and spurring
with their
chariots.
What were the chariots made out of?
Wheels.
Was it wood or metal?
Probably, I don't know.
You think they would still be on the bottom?
Metal. If they're metal, they would be. If wood, they would have rotted away a long time ago.
Or preserved. I mean, we just had a shipwreck wash ashore here
a while back. Yeah.
And it was
still intact.
Oh.
Part of
it.
Was it a wooden one or a ship?
No. Wooden one.
Wooden one.
Hundreds of years ago.
Well, I would think it would. Every now and then on YouTube you see picture that they say that there's a picture of a wheel laying down on the bottom of the Red Sea, and this is remnants of the chariots. I don't know if it's fake or not.
It could be fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
I think there's a reason why we don't historically know where anything is, because people would idolize it.
You're right, or they destroy, or atheists would go and destroy it or something. You never know.
Well, Jimmy Carter, one of our presidents. There was a story supposedly he was flying around past Mount Ararat. Air Force One time. Right. And he was over there visiting somebody, and supposedly they looked down and they thought what they thought was the outline of a boat, like Noah's Ark.
It could have been.
Yeah. There's that story.
It could have been. Well, if you witnessed that, you could come back and tell us if Moses looked like Charlton Heston.
Yeah. Well, I think he probably did.
I'm sure he probably had a long beard.
Yeah. He probably. I think he came pretty close to fitting the part. Now, I don't know about Yul Brynner and being the Pharaoh, because he's got that hunk of hair coming outside of his head.
One ponytail?
Yeah.
That's a little freaky right there. What would you like to see, Kendall?
I think because there's many, but I'd like to see would be after the resurrection of Jesus.
With all the dead people walking around?
When Christ comes back and walks amongst the people for
30, 40 days, whatever it was.
4 days, because
after the earthquake, after the eclipse.
Well, if you think about it, you were there when you saw Jesus
crucified.
before he was crucified, when he was crucified, when they laid him in the tomb, and then he raised up out of the tomb, but his body had changed.
Yeah.
His appearance had changed.
It'd be fun to walk around and just see people reacting to that.
Yes.
Doing double takes.
Well, you would just think of what my reaction would be to knowing previous than what Christ was then. So it was.
That'd be something to behold. I'm surprised he didn't go visit Herod.
So it's
say nice try.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Well,
they would all believe they were Pilate, yeah.
Well, we look at it, of course, we try to analyze things from a human standpoint, but from Christ's standpoint,
right,
and totally different thinking the way we think.
Yes, so, he had his reasons
but
for everything.
It would be, I think I'd be in awe to see.
Absolutely.
All of us would be.
The Romans are probably scared of him when they see him coming.
Yes, so, but I think that would be great.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be a cool one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many of them I would like to see, but I'd like to see that one because that was before and after.
Yeah. That's a good one. I didn't think about that one.
Yeah. How about you, Luke?
I think I'd like to have been there when Elijah called down the fire from heaven.
Oh.
With all the prophets of Baal there.
Yeah.
We're cutting themselves and dancing and screaming and crying and pouring and just going crazy, and they couldn't get anything. It appeared
to be like he was having a little bit of fun, like a little sarcasm.
He was messing with him.
Yeah.
Go ahead and dump water all over all of it and fill up the trenches there and drown everything.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of stories. It's just like when Moses came back down with the 10 Commandments.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean, there's
caught him there worshiping
and through his own anger, because of his own personal flesh and blood, which he shouldn't have got angry.
Yeah. That's right, but he was human.
Mount Sinai. And we're not really sure where Mount Sinai is. There's theories as to if it's here or there. Different.
There's no telling. It's like he said that maybe God wants it to be that way.
Yeah, maybe.
He don't want you to find the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah. Now there's another incident I would have liked to have seen.
Okay.
When those kids came out there and he was making fun of that bald-headed prophet, Elisha. And those bears came out of the woods.
And ate the kids?
Yeah.
You'd like to see that?
Whoop up on those kids.
He wants to see some children get mauled to death by a bear? What's wrong with you?
Well, see, you didn't have HRS in the day. Nobody's going to get accused of abuse.
Yeah, they got bear caught, literally and figuratively.
There's so many that you would like to see or be a part of. Just think if you were standing there when they were going to stone
Stephen
or Mary, and Christ squatted down and started drawing in the sand. I mean, what would your mind?
That'd be an awesome scene right there.
Think of it. So there's
or the disciples pulling all them fish in the boat after they'd fished all night and didn't catch anything.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden the boat's full.
and they're thinking, why didn't I think of that?
How to capsize. Or Peter walking on the water.
Yeah, that
or trying to walk on the water.
Yeah,
that'd have been a pretty good one.
There's plenty of stories.
If I would have seen that, maybe I would have tried it later on.
You would have known you. Or David with Goliath.
Well, it's like the Bible says: those that believe that hadn't seen is. They were looking right at Jesus and struggled. So
here's something I'd like to see. Back in the book of Job, I'd like to see that Leviathan.
Which is a giant something.
Yeah, whatever it is. I want to find out what that was. Was that some people say, well, it was an elephant. Some people say, well, it was a dinosaur. Some people say, it was.
You mean it was? We'll understand it better by and by.
Yeah.
That'd be like Ezekiel seeing the UFO.
Yeah. That wheel.
The wheel.
Yeah.
Wheels on fire. It's like a UFO. A lot of people think that, that must have been a UFO that came to Earth back then. Well, what about, what's his face with the Valley of Dry Bones and all the skeletons jumped up and all the flesh came back on them?
Dim, boom, dim, boom, dim.
Who was that? That was
Not Ezekiel.
Who?
Ezekiel.
It was Ezekiel. That's right. Ezekiel in the Valley of Dry Bones.
Well, it talks about the land. When they sent over there, and they come back with the land of giants.
Yeah.
But they're now, everybody's couldn't fathom. Well, you're talking giants. Just how big is a giant? Well, they're finding bones now. Of course, you figure so many generations have changed, and they're actually in cities they're even digging up. That's not buried shallow, they're buried deep.
Yeah. And we're trying to compare it with today, and that's not right. Things were different back then.
Yes.
And there was this theory about the Temple Mount not being where the Temple Mount was. It would be down in the city of David, which is at a lower elevation, and because they cite certain passages where the legion of soldiers came down the hill to the Temple Mount.
Yeah.
And the pool of the Gishon, the where the water supply was, that was way down there. Not up there to Temple Mount, but it was way down where the city of David was. And and I'm thinking, whoa, that's that's going to put a kink in a lot of people's minds.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, there's a lot of speculation that goes on, but one day we'll know the truth.
Yeah. Understand it better by and by.
See Jesus overturning the tables of the vendors in the temple,
scourging them with the whip.
Well, that's when they say, "Well, Jesus never got mad or upset."
He sure did.
He sure did.
He was human right there.
That's right.
It was within control. He wasn't out of control.
No.
Everything he did was in control.
He was out of character, which freaked him out.
When you're raising your children, did you ever purposefully feign madness or irritation? And on the other side, you're kind of laughing what your kid did, but you knew you needed to correct them. So you got real tough with them.
I don't know if I ever had to fake it. When I got on mine, I was usually aggravated with them. And they run.
Or that kind of takes you back when you knew you was going to get it when Dad got home, so you went upstairs and put on 10 pairs of drawers and a couple of pair of pants.
That's what I'm talking about. That's right.
Tell you what, that don't work.
Yeah, that don't work.
That don't work.
You might get away with it one time. As soon as they found out, they strip all them clothes off.
That's right. I'm going to get you on your bare butt now. I'm going to wet it first before I whack it with this paddle.
Yeah.
Lordy. What about creation?
Yeah.
It's been cool to watch stuff just appearing out of nowhere, just coming into being, just by being spoken.
Then we could turn around and tell them just exactly how it happened. Well, it was a Big Bang. Or no, it wasn't a Big Bang, or whatever it was.
There was no Big Bang theory. I mean, that was just crazy.
You could set the record straight. But then that would take all the mystery away.
Wow. You're right about that.
Well, that's because somebody's making dollars somewhere with their own. I mean, we could come up with our own theory on it and make money off of it, and that's what they're doing. So.
Yeah, we call it the three theory. The three guy theory.
The theory.
Yeah.
That would be scary.
We could go on the road.
It would be if I was part of it.
Write books.
All right, well, we're down to 30 seconds. We're going to have to get on out of here. We're glad you came along today, Brother Kenneth.
Well, glad to be here. Maybe you'll invite me back somewhere down the road.
I think we will. It's been a good time, and we're going to have to ask our the other Kenneth from Beyond the Blue, brother. Lay it on us. What's the frequency, Kenneth?
1480 AM on your radio dial. News Radio, WFLN, Arcadia's news and information station.